Don't get any closer, mate. Get on my ass that much, you may as well give me a reach around, you know what I'm saying? Bit of lens. A nice day. Anyway, hello guys and girls, and welcome back to another comments response video. And this comment is from Tiger Hunter. And he said this. And to sum it up, he is wondering if learners should be allowed on the motorway. And I thought this was a really good question. If you don't know how motorways work and you're not from the UK, here's how it is. Max speed limit is 70 miles per hour. You can't be a learner to go on them. You have to have passed your test. So that means that after you pass your test, you are then allowed to go onto a road which does 70 miles per hour, which is the fastest speed limit in the UK. And there are multiple lanes, as you can see. Sometimes there are 3, sometimes there are 4, sometimes there are 5, sometimes there are 2. But it is it's a fast-moving kind of environment, you know. You got to be very reactive to it. You've got to kind of know what's fucking what. Now I can ride and talk and shit like that because I've been on motorways for over a decade now, and I'm pretty much used to how they work. But as a learner, learners are very nervous people, very twitchy, very unsure of themselves, and generally not the best at judging things. And when they get into a panic situation, I may as well slow the fuck down, I don't know why I'm speeding. When they get into a panic situation, say they fuck up a gear change, or they brake when they shouldn't, or some shit like that, or they indicate and then try and move into a lane, and then they don't actually move into a lane. All these little mistakes that cause people to panic when they're learning wouldn't really go that well on a motorway, because if an accident happens on the motorway, it can be a bad one, especially at speed. But on the flip side, if we allowed learners on the motorway to, you know, to practice, then we would have more confident drivers overall, you know. We'd have better equipped drivers to deal with the situation, because they wouldn't just be thrown into the fucking fire, so to speak, and they'd be more able to, you know, drive safely on our roads. And I am in favour of learners being allowed on the motorway. I think the pros outweigh the cons, you know. The cons basically being that, you know, it is a little bit dangerous having learners on the motorway. But if they restrict when learners can go on the motorway, not in rush hour times obviously, you know, then I think that they will have at least a little bit more preparation and be a little bit more equipped to deal with it. Because I know people now who are adults, you know, and they still don't like going on motorways because they've not had the, you know, they've not had the training for it. I ain't had training for it. I remember when I passed my test 10 years ago on the bike, and the first bike that I got was from a guy my dad knew at work. 800 quid Kawasaki ZZR 600, like a 98 or some shit like that, a really old one. And I went down on the back of my mate's Fireblade, which was fun and an experience in itself. A dude doing 100 miles per hour filtering on the M6. That was great fun as a new rider. But I had to ride it back on the motorway. Never been on the motorway before. Boom, into the fucking fire. Is that the best option? I don't know, man. I don't know. Some people can't handle it. Some people just cannot handle the stress of motorways. And I suppose it could be stressful. I'm not stressed by any of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Deal with it every fucking day. But for someone who's new, I've got to try and think about someone who's new. They've never dealt with multi-lane traffic and shit like that, apart from maybe A roads a little bit before the test. Not good. It's not good. So I am in favour of it, because I do, like I said, I do think the pros outweigh the cons. You know, I really do think the pros outweigh the cons. Of course, insurance is going to be affected for the instructors, you know. Taking people on more dangerous motorways means that insurance will be charged more for instructors. Should motorway driving be part of the test? Probably. You don't really need much, do you? Because all it is you get on the motorway at the slip road, go down a few junctions, be changing lanes and shit, and get off a few junctions later. That's all it really needs to be. There's not exactly a massive technical thing to deal with motorways, but just a little bit of knowledge can really help build the confidence for people. So that's why I'm in favour of it. But guys, I would love to know your thoughts on this. Do you think learners should be allowed on motorways in the UK? I'd be very, very interested to see the comments on this one. I'm in favour of it, like I said. I am definitely in favour of it. But, as always, it would never be taken upon because the government's the government, you know what I'm fucking saying. And that's where I'm going to leave you guys and girls. Thanks very much for watching. Do you think learners should be allowed on motorways? If so, why? If not, why? You can see all my other videos over there. You can hit that Patreon link down there if you really want to, if you love me that much. But for now, ride safe and peace the fuck out.